Paul Green for decades. You know, his involvement with Easterseals goes back to the very beginning of Ritzy's Fantasy of Lights 28 years ago. And it really is his passion and his leadership that I think has helped all of the electricians and people in the trades understand what we do and really become passionate about it on their own.
Paul's passion for Fantasy of Lights has inspired so many. So I'm getting emotional. I've been part of it for since its inception and everything, but Paul brought it. His leadership just really got people moving. His leadership, I think, has really pushed a lot of it to the max at this point.
Paul's role is very important because he is coordinator of all the labor, which without that, obviously, we couldn't put the Fantasy Lights up and keep it up and running. Paul has been a person that is instrumental in many ways. He organizes as far as getting people out there, and then he's a hands-on person. He's there on the weekends while we're putting it up and taking it down. He's not just a figure, he's actually a doer.
I had no idea that it would grow into what it is today, but it was a great cause. The the Easterseals Rehab Center, is a passion of not just mine, but of IBEW. It helps a lot of people. The money they raise stays local, and the best part of it is, I think, is that people that need the services get those services whether they can afford it or not. The people that got involved in it, including me, it was a volunteer thing. It wasn't mandatory by any means, but once we knew what it was about and what the money was used for, we were all in. With what they do for this community, it's very difficult for people to say no. And I go out and sell tickets for them. I do whatever projects I can. Quite honestly, I think I'm a little busier now than I was before I retired, but I still try to do what I can to help them. But like I said, it makes me feel good that people think well of me. But like I said, it's not just me, it's the organization that I'm stumping for.
So Paul's been involved since the beginning, but he really outdid himself last year by championing the completion of the storage building for the lights. People don't think about where those lights go during the off season, and we've had them stored at various locations, and through the years that's gotten harder and harder to do. We dreamed of having a building where we could store all of the displays under one roof, have them under roof. Some of them were being stored outside, and it was really important to get that building done. But I think that in the back of our minds, I'm not sure we ever thought that was possible.
In transporting these displays back and forth to the park, I don't think it was dangerous in terms of somebody getting hurt, but it was dangerous in terms of these displays were wider than a truck, and if you scratch somebody's vehicle and there was tickets involved, these volunteers that were hauling these displays could actually lose their license and lose their ability to work for a living. We looked and looked for a place that we could kind of call our own. Figured up how much money we needed and started a campaign to go out and get that money. And after a while, we finally got it done. So now our displays are inside through the winter instead of laying out in the grass. And the really good thing about it is it's right next door, basically, to the park.
I met him on this project on the Easterseals pole barn. I was invited out by my cousin, who is a labor's BA, to help a little bit with layout and foundations. And I enjoyed it so much that it kind of turned into a 6-month project. Paul was just so welcoming and so down to earth. And a big part of the work every day, we went to lunch together every day when we worked. And he was just so down to earth and welcoming is the best way I can put it. So friendly, and just made you want to be a part of it. Paul did become my instant friend.
He's a hugger. Paul Green is such an amazing individual that you can't help but like him. He's just so personable and just a great leader, and could not be a better friend.
When we were pretty much finished with construction, and we went back to do a ribbon cutting, and it was like, and this is my brother I haven't seen for a long time, and in the parking lot we just ran up and gave each other a hug. And I'm not a real huggy person, but it just seems so natural.
I've got a lot of good friends. You know, when I see them, whether I've seen them yesterday or whether it was a week ago or a year ago, that's just part of who I am. And it doesn't have to be a female. I mean, I've got good friends, guys. I'll go up and hug them and say hi. And it's just people.
Well, Paul, this gives me my opportunity to thank you from myself especially, and from Nika and everyone, and the Easterseals obviously, for what all you've done for it. And through your efforts, you've added to the final numbers, and you've done a tremendous amount of work reaching out to people for help. And I certainly appreciate it. I look forward to this next year. Well, once again, we'll renew our relationship and friendship, and look forward to seeing you there. I'll be calling you in between, I'm sure. Thank you, Paul.
Paul, congratulations on a well-deserved recognition.
I'd like to congratulate Paul, first of all, on his retirement, and mostly on his many years of dedication to the Easterseals. Such a good program. So it's hard to come by people that stick with something that long, and he has definitely done that.
I am so happy to be honoring Paul today. You know, you really can't find a better person that is committed to the mission of Easterseals, and that's what this tribute dinner is all about. He's a great guy. He's been great to us. He's very easy to talk to and supportive, and I appreciate so much everything that he does for Easterseals and on the board, and I just can't thank you enough.
Easterseals, I've been around a long time, so the people at Easterseals know me real well. And they know how difficult this is for me. So sometimes I think they kind of tippy-toe around me a little bit. But anyway, I do want all of the people from Easterseals to know that, you know, regardless of what my inner insecurities are in terms of stuff like this, you know, that I very much appreciate this. Their recognition means a lot to me because they mean a lot to me. So for everybody at Easterseals, thank you very much. It is very much appreciated.